Okay, welcome to another edition of Fantasy Dream Homes, and today we are headed to Palm Springs, California. So we're going to start right away on our magic plane or jet or rocket, and we're going to stop right there. And a little geography lesson for you. We're going to talk a little bit about Palm Springs and the surrounding areas. So the California border is coming like this, and then it makes this little curve, and then it kind of squiggles around like this. And this is all Arizona right here. This is Nevada. Okay. And this is the Mexican border, U.S.-Mexican border right here. Okay. So here you have San Diego. This is L.A. This huge mass is L.A. Up here is the Bay Area. If you want to know easy way to find Sacramento, see this little tip right here of land and this little corner where it kind of juts? Sacramento lies right smack in the middle between here and here. It's about 90 miles, boom, either way. So it sits right here. So that's the state capital, Sacramento. Okay, so we're gonna go in a little closer, Palm Springs. Today, the houses we're looking at are not just in Palm Springs. They are also in Palm Desert, and they're in Rancho Mirage, and they are in, I can't remember where the other communities are, but we'll see in a little bit. The entire area that we're going to be dealing with these houses today lie in the Coachella Valley. And let me just show you a little bit better map that highlights this a little bit more. So the Coachella Valley starts at the Salton Sea, which is right here. And it's everything you see in this white color, and it comes up and around like this. And right about where this highway intersects right here, this is all the Coachella Valley. A lot of communities in there. And we'll put all of this that we're going to be talking about in the show notes. The temperatures of Palm Springs, the climate. You see all this red? That tells you you're looking at a desert community, typically. Really, really hot temperatures. If you just look at the average highs, it's going to be consistently from the end of August until the beginning of October. The temperature is going to be in the 100-degree mark or the 39 Celsius and above mark for those peak summer months. And in the winter, it doesn't get that cold. So it's a desert climate. And you're going to have to be prepared for it if you want to live in Palm Desert or Palm Springs. A lot of people have second houses in these communities and they live elsewhere. But that's Palm Springs climate for you. The tourist site we're going to be using is visitpalmsprings.com. Visit greaterpalmsprings.com. And that will be in the show notes. The real estate site we're going to be using today is Zillow, our old friend Zillow. We've used them many times before. We're going to use them again and again. Okay, so we're not going to waste any more time. We're going to get right to our first home. And our first home is going for almost $9 million. It's 5 bedrooms and 9 bathrooms. And you will find all the houses that we will be talking about today. None of them are going to have powder rooms or, half baths. They are all listed as full baths. So if we don't see a specific description that says something about a half bath, we're going to assume it's a full bath. It's a bigger home at a little over 13,500 square feet. This one is located in Palm Desert. The built date for this home is 2006, and we're going to talk a little bit about built date because you'll hear me talk about it on every single video, and it's important. And today we're going to, on the next home, we'll cover why it's important. One other thing in the description, and this particular description is a real good one. This particular real estate agent is Christy Kramer of Pacific Sotheby's International Realty. She did a good job. So shout out to Christy. She writes about, welcome to the reserve. Enter a circular driveway with porte cochere to an expensive private courtyard in a romantic setting. Okay, so what is a porte cochere? Well, I'm going to show you right here. Some people might call this a carport. This is a porte cochere. This is a porte cochere. This is a porte cochere. And in this picture, as we move down, you're going to see in the description, we go down far enough, boom, here is our porte cochere. So I'm going to be talking about that as a common feature you will see in a lot of ultra luxury dream homes. And this gives me a chance to plug the Fantasy Dream Homes website. And here is the Fantasy Dream Homes website. If you come to our blog, you will see that I write about lots of things regarding homes in general, or in this particular case, what's the difference between an ultra luxury home and ordinary homes? Well, one of them is a porte cochere. That is not something you will see in many, let's say, middle class homes. You're going to see it on higher end homes because they have the room and the real estate to do it. You're not always going to see it, but it is a common feature that would not be surprising to see in an ultra luxury home. So we're going to get right to it. Let's check out this first fantasy dream home. Okay, so our second fantasy dream home is going for about $11.5 million. There are 5 bedrooms, 7 full bathrooms, no half bathrooms, and there's not going to be any half bathrooms in any of these homes. Interior space is about 11,475 square feet. The lot size is about a half an acre. The built date is 2007. And speaking of that built date, if we go right here and you come to the Fantasy Dream Home blog, I'm going to be posting this next blog, which is titled Why Built Date, the Age of a Home Matters in Home Buying. And there's a lot of reasons why. I'm just going to cover a few here. If you want to know more, check out the blog, please. So the age of home is relative, like a lot of things in buying. And if you're in London, England, you're going to see a lot of homes that are over 100 years old or 200 or 300 years old. If you are in a newer suburb of San Francisco or Phoenix, you would be shocked to find a home that is over 10, 15 years old. If it's a newer home housing division, it's very possible that you're going to see nothing older than 20 years old. So one of the things that will clue you in on is, as a buyer, that you should know, if you consider the built date, it will tell you a lot about how the home was constructed. So, for example, knob and tube wiring. This is something that was very common electrically in older homes. And it was there from the 1880s until the 1940s. So what's the big deal with knob and tube wiring? Well, here's a picture of knob and tube. You see how all these wires are frayed? And out right here, it's just all the insulation's completely gone. That's very common, knob and tube. It can be a real fire hazard, and it's against almost every electrical code in the United States and Canada now. You cannot add knob and tube to a new home. It has to be all current, up-to-date wiring that meets code. Electricians aren't even going to consider wiring that for you. So the built date will tell you, like, oh my gosh, I'm probably going to have to replace all that wiring. If you do a remodel, in most cities, the code is going to tell you if you're going to make any changes electrically to the home, you have to rewire the entire house. Now, not all cities do that, but a lot of them do. So that's something to consider when you're buying a house. The built date's really important to know. Here's another one. If you're buying a home that was built before 1980, the chances are high that there is asbestos in that home. Okay. So asbestos was used in all kinds, legally used in all kinds of building materials, from roofing shingles to vinyl siding on the house to vinyl flooring on the floor to insulation in the walls and insulation that went around pipes. And in 1980, federally, they said no more, that you cannot have asbestos in a home. Now, the thing to consider is, if you're buying a house that is before 1980, if you're going to be doing any remodeling, a lot of states say you can't touch that asbestos. You have to hire a crew that is specialized in removing it, and it's not cheap, to come in and professionally remove and clean out the air of all the asbestos and properly dispose of it. Now, in some states, you can remove it yourself, but you have to follow strict guidelines on how you dispose of the materials and stuff like that. But it's important to keep in mind, you're dealing with a hassle of buying a home that has asbestos in it. And if you read the blog, it tells you everything, like what to do if you find asbestos. And I mean, a lot of homes and contractors, it's perfectly legal to lay like tile right over existing asbestos flooring. Now, in some communities, it's not legal to do that at all. If you're going to do a flooring job, if you're going to do any kind of remodel, then the asbestos has to be removed. So you need to know the codes in your community. Bottom line, that built date is important because you may not want to even hassle with it. Lead paint is another example. And lead paint was homes built before 1978. A lot of lead paint was in homes. So that's something else to keep in mind. That's why the built date is important. Galvanized plumbing is something, and you can check this all out in the blog. And then there's the old house style versus new house style. And when you get into an old house style, like if you're looking at a house of the 70s, these two pictures, you know what you're getting into, because a lot of times people don't renovate. They don't update the appliances, and they don't update the kitchen, and they leave the old wallpaper there. So when you're going to be looking at an older house, that's something to consider. Then there's the cost of repairs and, the price factor of new versus old. So I've tried to absolutely cover every aspect of why built date is seriously important in home descriptions. And that is why I always talk about it in every home we cover. We always cover the built date. And there's a couple other things I want to remark on here. Another agent did a real good job. This is Ginger Glass of Compass, and I had never heard of Compass. And by the way, you see it right up here, Compass Luxury Real Estate. I've joined their list now, and I'm really impressed with the homes. We're going to be featuring Compass on a few more videos coming up here. So a couple things in the description I thought were very interesting. So one is, we always like to give credit to architects, and right here they tell you who the architect is, and they also tell you who the interior designer was and who the builder was. So we're going to cover that right now. The architect was Thomas Jackway, and here is his website, and we'll put this in the home description notes. And Hendricks Alardites, I apologize if I'm not pronouncing that correctly. I believe they did the interior design, and the construction was a gentleman by the name of Jerry Langlois, I believe, construction. And this is his website, so that will also be in the description. One other thing I wanted to point out to you on this home, they bring up the ceilings, the high coffered ceilings. So what are coffered ceilings? Well, there's a good article here, and this will also be in the show notes. All you need to know about coffered ceilings. You see these beams going back and forth like that. That is a very typical coffered ceiling. One of the typical markers of a high-end home, you're not just going to have a flat ceiling. There's going to be some kind of design work, and a coffered ceiling would be very common. And back to our home description for one last thing, Camargue floors, and I apologize if I'm not pronouncing that correctly, but I honestly did not know what Camargue floors were. So I'll show you what Camargue floors. It's a type of vinyl that looks like wood, and I don't know if that's a brand name or if it's an accepted flooring industry name for a type of vinyl flooring that looks like wood paneling. But there you go. Those are Camargue floors. So if you know the answer to that, put it in the show notes. I know I don't claim to know everything. That's why I'm explaining a lot of this stuff. I'm learning all the time as I go along here. So, and then there's one other thing in the description. So it says fireplace mantel, all opening to a covered terrace with Albertini sliders. I had no idea what she was talking about as far as an Albertini slider. So I did a little research, and I came up with Albertini windows. They are out of Italy. They are in the window and door business. And when I say door, I mean those typically big, heavy glass doors. So you can see in these pictures right here, some of the absolutely beautiful, beautiful glass work that you would see on ultra luxury homes. So now we know a little bit about Albertini windows and doors. So let's check out this next fantasy dream home. So I'd like to take a minute and just show you something I think you would really be interested in. If you like the YouTube channel Fantasy Dream Homes, I think you're really going to like the Pinterest page of ours, Fantasy Dream Homes by the same name. You can find it here, right up here. Here's the address, the URL address, pinterest.com/Fantasy Dream Homes. And if you scroll down here and we go to our boards page, you will see boards that if you like looking at luxury homes, you're going to love this Pinterest page. We have everything from magnificent master bedrooms to ultimate master bathrooms, luxury dressing rooms, kitchen ideas for luxury homes, butler's pantry, cozy nooks and alcoves, reading rooms, grand entryways, fantastic fireplaces. We also look at luxury appliances, and we look at plumbing fixtures, and we look at lighting, and we look at staircases, swimming pools, and flooring, furniture, anything you would see in a luxury home. This is the place to go. And if you want, like, say, for example, you click into architectural styles of homes, okay, you actually can see all the different, we've separated all the major categories of homes: log cabins, contemporary style, craftsman, Queen Anne, Greek Revival, Tudor, Victorian. So there's something for almost everybody who's interested in home architecture or luxury homes. So we invite you to please visit our Pinterest page, and we'd like you to follow us on Pinterest. And we hope to see you on our Pinterest page. Thanks a lot. Okay, so our third fantasy dream home is going for almost $12 million. It's 8 bedrooms, 10 full bathrooms. Interior space is over 16,000 square feet. The lot size is a little over 1.5 acres. The build date is 2003. Let's check out this next fantasy dream home. All right, so it's time to look at our fourth fantasy dream home, and I'm guessing by now you've figured it out. These are desert homes, and they're ultra luxury homes, and what do they all have in common? They are using big open spaces, and they're leaving those big sliding glass doors open to the outdoors, so that they are wedding the outdoors with the indoors. And that's great architecture. And these are all homes that have been designed by professional architects. So you can just tell by looking at them. They're absolutely beautiful homes. I'm not trying to knock home builders, but it typically takes an architect to bring this kind of artwork and beauty to a home. So this next home is going for almost $13 million. It's 4 bedrooms, 6 full bathrooms, interior space is almost 14,000 square feet. It's sitting on a plot of land, almost 3 acres of land. The build date is 2012. And in the description, you will see that it was designed by Wayne Connor, landscape design by Wayne Connor, exquisite interiors by Randy Patton, and architectural design by Prest Vuksik, and I hope I didn't mispronounce that. And these are all in the show notes, but here's the landscape for Wayne Connor and Wayne Connor's company. And I had to really dig to find this out. The name of his company is Son Co, and the Co is short for Connor, and his partner his last name is Son or Son. I don't know how to pronounce it. The interior design is done by Patton Design Studio. And I mean, when you just look at these pictures, these are amazing, amazing work. And that's why I put these in the show notes, because it's worth taking a look. These people are bringing some major art talent to design. And here's your architect right here. And again, look at these homes. Astounding homes, just absolutely astounding. And the full name for this architecture firm is Prest Vuksik and Greenwood. So worth checking out. Let's take a look and see what's special about this next fantasy dream home. Our next home is going for over $16 million. It's 4 bedrooms, 8 full bathrooms. Interior space is almost 13,000 square feet. The lot it's sitting on is about 3/4 of an acre of land, built in 2011. Let's check out this next fantasy dream home. Okay, so our final fantasy dream home of the day is going for $19,750,000. 6 bedrooms, 9 full baths. Interior space is 17,500 square feet. The lot size it's sitting on is almost 2 acres of land. It was built in 2010. Let's check out this final fantasy dream home of the day. Okay, so that wraps up another edition of Fantasy Dream Homes. We thank you so much for watching, and we hope you liked the video if you liked it. And please subscribe and become a member of our YouTube community. And we also invite you to check out our blog page here on fantasydreamhomes.com. And you just click the blog button right there. And we're going to be adding more and more blogs that are going to be relative to buying luxury homes. So until next time, thanks for watching and keep smiling, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.